Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Grab a Cup of Knit and Chat. Um, Today is February the 17th, 2025. It's about 11:45 in the morning. It is a Monday. I have been gone for a few weeks. I don't think I did my regular update 2 weeks ago, and it's been a while, but there's not a lot of knitting coming at you. Um, Please excuse me. It's President's Day in the United States. So, as a person that gets President's Day off, I waited until today to do the podcast. And I was hoping that I would have something to show you, and I do. Right behind me is my Alpine Bloom. There's not going to be a whole lot, but if you want to grab something warm, go ahead and grab it. Cold, whatever floats your boat. Just grab a cuppa, sit back, and as I stir my tea, which is just some peppermint tea with honey, we will get into it. Excuse me, I dropped my coaster. I'm going to try to reach it. Okay. It's just a couple of little squares that I quilted together and made myself a coaster. What's been happening for the past few weeks? Let's see. I've had the flu. That was an entire week with the flu. I was feeling bad Monday before last. Yes, Monday before last. I think that was February the 3rd. And I left work around lunchtime. I came home and I spent 3 days fighting off a high fever. I felt a little nauseated, but not too bad. Finally started feeling better around that Thursday evening, Friday morning. And my partner, he got it. His was a little worse. He had a fever, but he had the worst end of it. And here it is, the 17th, and he's still trying to get over it. Not quite over it yet, but not as bad as he was. So between December and the middle of December and the 1st of February, I cannot stay well, and I don't understand what's going on. Here in the Willamette Valley of Oregon, we had snow last week, which caused the whole area to shut down for 2 days, which is kind of silly to me, but I guess if you're not used to it, because where we moved from in north of Seattle, there was a lot of snow. Excuse me. Not like great amounts of snow, but more snow than what they get here. And, there would be times where schools would close down and stuff, and it's getting to where that happens more often than it used to. I don't know why. Anyway, stop rambling. If you're new here, by the way, my name is Maggie. I'm Grab a Cup of Knit and Chat. I'm also Crafty Maggie 50 on Instagram. I knit, I crochet, I cross stitch, I sew, I do junk journals. I try my hand at spinning, which I really need to start again. And I'm thinking about that tremendously. I did put a couple of videos of me trying to restart spinning on here before, so if you're interested in my fail, you can go back and look at that. I have a electric wheel from Dreaming Robots, the Nano and the E6, the E6, I think. They have a new one out now, but that's what I have. I also have drop spindles. But the last few weeks, I really have not felt like doing a lot of knitting. I did finish my dad's sweater. Let's see if I can pull a picture up. He did send me a picture. You really can't see it because I didn't get a picture before I sent it to him. That's the Old Fashioned by Maxim Sear. That's done in Heartland. Yarn by Lion Brand. I can't remember the name of the yarn. It was after his birthday when he got it, the week after. I did the size 6 for him, and he said it fits really good except for the sleeves are a little tight at the end of the cuff. And I got to thinking about it, and I forgot to do a super stretchy bind off there, so that's probably why. What else have I got? That's finished object number 1. Finished object number 2 here is my Alpine Bloom by Caitlin Hunter. I did the size 5, which is a finished bust measurement of 56, which doesn't give me a whole lot of positive ease because I'm about a 54 bust size, which it goes up and down. But I finished this back the end of October, the 1st of November, and it's done out of Cascade Heritage Sock. I do not remember the colorway. And Spin Cycle, Dyed in the Wool, Burnt something another. Boy, I'm full of interesting thoughts. If you go back to a previous video where I show it as a finished object, you will see I did it exactly to the pattern. I did the lacy collar. I did the lacy sleeve. I will not be doing those again. It's fine. It's just, I don't like the way that it starts from the end of the sleeve and you work back and then you Kitchener stitch it together to the cap, and I don't really care for that. But anyway, when I finished it the first time, let's see if I can raise it up here a little bit. That may be as far as it goes. It is as far as it goes, but I'll show you. Right here is the top of where the hem was when I made it the first time. And the hem is only about a 1/2 inch to 1 inch, as you can see right here. And I made it 2 size, and that's how short it was. And for me, that was awful. You can see right there how much length there is. Well, this was the top of the hem, so you add about another inch or so, and that came right to the top of my jeans when I would wear my jeans. And when I would raise my arms up, it would come like way up here, way up. And I did not like that at all, because when you have a big chest circumference or bust circumference and you have the larger waist and you really don't want to show that much skin, it's just not flattering to me. So I took out the hem and I went back to the top of the hem, which was right here, and then I added all of this length and then finished it off with the hem. I I don't know, 30 grams, maybe 40 grams left of the skein of when I bound off the first time. So I just reattached it and worked it down, and I love it now. I love the fit. It comes down past my waist when I raise my arms. It comes up a little bit, but it doesn't come up over the waistband of my jeans, which that is the fit that I prefer. But if I was to make another one, um, I could possibly do the lace on the, which I should have blocked better this time, on the collar, but I won't do the lace on the sleeve. I don't like, it's not that I don't like the sleeve. I don't like the feel of where it's Kitchenered together, where it hits on my arm. I do not like that feeling. But I do like the feel of the rest of the sweater. And I thought about even taking these off and just doing a sleeve out. But you know what? I wanted to knit it to pattern to start with, and I did. And now I know what to do different. I won't do the lace sleeve, and I will make it much longer. I should have went with my gut feeling when I was trying it on the first time, saying that it was too short. But quite frankly, all of this stockinette, I love working in stockinette, but all this stockinette was starting to get boring. Right now I'm working on, because that's all of the finished objects, I am working on the Misurina by Caitlin Hunter. That was the next one that I wanted to do. And I am doing the size, what am I doing? The size 6 or the size 7? I'm doing the size 7 in this one. The size 7 in this one, the finished is a 60 inch. Because this was a 56 inch bust with the color work and everything, I'm going with a size 7 on the Misurina to give me a little bit more positive ease. And I will probably do that on my next Alpine Bloom. Because I do like the top. I think I'm going to enjoy wearing it. And it is so gorgeous. And I'm pretty sure that I'm going to make another one, but I'll go up another size for that one, which would give me a bust circumference of 60 as well. So my Misurina so far, I have to put my glasses back on. I have it in this cute little wire basket. I like it because it has the loopy loops on it, and I can put my yarn, which got tangled up anyway. I can put my 2 colors through the 2 different loops, and it kind of eases it out. Look at those floats. I noticed the last couple of rounds that my floats are getting looser. So I don't know, but those are my floats. I'm in the middle of a round, which I've been working on it last night. I stayed up late since I didn't have to go to work today. And I been working on it this morning. And I am really close to having, I'm on round 47 and I have 62 rounds of the chart. So I'm really close to being done with the chart and splitting for sleeves, which is nice. This are my colors. The beginning of the round is in the back, but this is my colors. It looks good on camera because you can see the contrast of the colors better. I'm on my last increase round. That's where I stopped. I'm on my last increased round for the yoke. The Misurina starts out with the collar, and then you have a lace pattern, and then you start into the color work, and in between the color work motif you have a little cable. Boy, that one's really loose. I don't know what I did different. Um, which I really like. And I did not want this is a really good contrast with the colors and then the burgundy. Um, with this one, I did not want a whole lot of contrast. I don't know why. I just thought that lower contrast was going to be prettier to me. Most people don't like it. I can't really hold that out quite a lot, but maybe you can kind of see it a little better if I do it like that. It does have some brighter colors, and then it has some lower colors. You don't tell the contrast so much when you're, especially like right down in here, when it gets into the blues. You can't see the contrast so much, but that's what it looks like. And I want to say this is Millefori. I thought I had the band, but apparently I do not. I don't know what happened to it. It's Millefori yarn. I got it at my local yarn shop. I will try to find the band and put it in the description. The gray is Heritage Sock, which is 75% merino, 25% nylon, in the color 5631. They don't do colors very much. I mean, they don't do color names, which is annoying. So 5631 and Millefori. I can't remember how to say it. But that's that. That's everything. Yeah. That's been pretty much my sole knitting for a couple weeks now. Because when I came home ill, I had that high temp and I did not want to do anything but sleep. So that's what I did. And then when I did start feeling better, I was so weak. It just made me so weak. I could sit up for like an hour and then I would have to sleep for 2 or 3. It was awful. Let's see. The only thing that I did during that time was work on my, oh geez, it's called so many different things by so many different people. I've put it in the description before. It's called the miter square blanket. It's called, what else do they call it? I can't remember what else they call it. I got my directions from a blog for free from Louise Tilbrook. It's her blog. If you put in how to knit a miter square blanket and you see Louise Tilbrook, it gives you step-by-step instructions for free on her blog. I'm pretty sure it's on Ravelry as well. There's different ones out there. It's just, I don't know, it's kind of simple once you get started with it. This is using all leftover sock yarns. And I am 2 blocks away from finishing a row. It's what, 3, 6, 7 rows high. The purple one at the bottom there is where I started. And then as you see, I did like 5. These small squares are casting on 20, putting a marker, casting on another 20, and then working your miter from there. I had larger amounts of yarn on some of my stuff, so I did a larger square, which is the same size needle, and I cast on 40 stitches, placed my marker, and another 40 stitches and made the larger square. And I had enough that I just started scattering the larger ones in. And I thought that I would just throw them in where I wanted. And then I got to thinking, you know what? I did like the first couple, and I was like, there's a pattern to that. So I did like 5 squares and then a big one. And then I did 3 squares from the bottom. No, 4 squares from the bottom. And I did a big one and 3 squares in from the side. The width of this, I keep throwing it up. The width of this is fits a twin size bed. And I'm probably going to keep going until I get the length of a twin size bed. I don't know where that came from, why I'm doing it like that, but that's what I'm thinking. That is living in just a little woven basket that I got from a raffle at work, and I have all of my bits and bobs in there. As you can see, I have some larger amounts of different colors, leftovers. And what size needle am I using? I do use a crochet hook to pick up my stitches sometimes. The only difference that I do here on the pattern than what it says on the blog is I slip. When you pick up your stitches, you knit back across, and when you come back, I'll knit that first stitch, and then I work my round to the end, and I'll slip the last stitch purlwise with yarn in the front, and then whenever I flip it back around, I'll knit through the back loop of that first stitch. That is that's the only difference, other than the 20 stitches, place the marker, and then the 20 stitches, and then for the large ones it's 40 stitches, place the marker, and then 40 stitches. And then there's one that you can do that's 10 stitches, place the marker, and then another 10 stitches. And I think that's what these directions say, is it starts by casting on 20 stitches with a stitch marker placed on the needle at the halfway point. And that's not what I'm doing. I'm doing 20 stitches and then the marker. And this is the size of square that you get with the 20 stitches. That really worked a lot. When I pick up my stitches, sometimes they're a little tight, or sometimes I just can't get into it, so I just use this small crochet hook. It's just from a older set that I had from Amazon, and it's just one of the little steel crochet hooks. It's not very big at all. I think they're a size USB. And I use a Chagu DPN size 2, which is a 2.75 millimeter. I use my DPNs as straight needles on this. I have my little marker that I keep, and when I'm not working on it, I put both ends and keep my marker. When I start working on it, I'll pick up my stitches with this one. When I start, I put my needle stopper on one end because I have a habit of the needle going all the way through, especially on the large ones. And then I'll cast on my 20 stitches, place my marker, cast on my other 20 stitches, and then whenever I flip it, I have another straight. I use Chagu DPNs and I use Knitter Prize Zing DPNs. I like the Zing DPNs. I'm waiting on a set to come now, but I just found a set of US size 5 Chagu DPNs, and I think I'm going to start with a DK version of this, which, because I have all of this yarn, I can still do a square on the fingering weight one, hold the fingering weight double, and do a square on a DK one, and it would just be the small squares. It would not be the large squares, and still get a pair of socks out of a skein of yarn. Because this right here, I think it's like 3 to 5 grams for the small square and maybe 10 grams for the large. I'm not really sure. I'm just talking now. The other thing that I've been working on, when I was sick, that's all I was picking up. Because to me, it was something that it's all garter stitch. It's just a matter of slip knit and knitting two togethers to get the seam up the middle for the miter, and I could pick it up and I could put it down. If I needed to, I could just pick up the stitches, knit my way back to the beginning, and then put it down. And when I put it down, I usually just put it through the ball of yarn the way you're not supposed to. When I did start feeling better last weekend, I decided, which I had decided back when I was doing my dad's cardigan, that I would make one for my partner as well. So I am doing an old-fashioned for him, and I am doing it, in case people have not seen it, I did not put it in cardigans that I've made, which I need to start one. This is the Old Fashioned by Maxim Sear. It's an open front cardigan. It's worked back and forth. I'm doing a size 5 for my partner. The size 6 that I did for my dad finishes out at a 54 3/4 chest. The size 5 will finish out at a 50 3/4 chest. My partner measures at a 40, so that'll give him some good positive ease, and that's from band to band. And it doesn't have any buttons. It's just a lay open cardigan. And I felt like that would be something that he could wear around the house, because he likes to wear sweatshirts or jackets. I don't know if a lot of you do this, but we do. We keep it pretty cool in our house in the wintertime. He's usually a lot colder with that than I am. Um, I stay pretty hot, but I'm upstairs a lot, and because heat rises, it's warmer up here than it is downstairs. So he usually has some kind of a long sleeve shirt or jacket, type fleece jacket or something on. But we don't keep it like really cold. We keep it at like 64, 66, somewhere in there. If we turn the heat up, it goes to 68. This last week, it was snowing. We still really didn't pick it up any. We just left it because I'm a firm believer that you don't want it too hot or too cold in your house. In the summertime, we usually keep it like in the 70s, like mid to high 70s. We don't run the air a whole lot. We usually only run the air in the evening time because it stays cooler in the house during the day and stuff. And it's just the way that we are. So his, like I said, is a size 5. I've gotten the collar. This is what I've gotten done. It looks funny the way it did. This is the wrong side. This is the right side. I did the collar. I did the fold over on the collar. And then this is after I folded over. So the collar is worked back and forth. And then this happened. That's where the short rows are. So that's how the collar wound up. Oh, this is the tag from my dad's cardigan. That is in, it's acrylic yarn. It's Heartland acrylic yarn in the Great Smoky Mountains. I am doing my partners in, no, I need to get rid of all these bands now that that's done. Where is everything? What did I do? It's smoky quartz. I took a picture of it because I need another I'm pretty sure that I need another ball of it, but it's Sadar jewel spun, Aran weight. It's 200 grams per ball. It's by West Yorkshire. It's 546 yards, and this is in the shade Crystal Quartz. So that's the yarn right there. I don't know what I did with that ball band after I took the picture, but I took the picture. According to the sizing, I need sorry. 1496. 1,496 yards. And this is approximately 546. I would need about 404 more yards of yarn. So I got this at my local yarn shop, and I'm pretty sure that she's going to get some more in. And I will go ahead and get that. The pattern calls for Aran weight. And I did a little gauge swatch, and I got gauge with this yarn with the recommended needles. So I'm using the recommended needles, which is a size 8 for the main body, and I'm pretty sure it's a 7. No, a 6 for the ribbing. Not sure, but I'm using the recommended needles. I am still not 100%. I am out of whack with this. I have no notes. I have no nothing. Let's see, what else is there? I think I showed my pair of socks. I have a pair of socks in my bag from my Advent, which was Woolens Nosh. This is where I'm at so far, which I think that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep, that's 10 rounds on the cuff. That's the first cuff. This is the yarn I'm using. And this was a sock set. Christmas with Les Garçons from Woolen and Nosh. It's on the superwash Targhee. 90% superwash Targhee, 10% nylon. I don't know if that's helping any. Les Garçons had it on sale because they had some from their little club left, and I got it, and I haven't even started that much yet. Which I have a pair of socks. I have 4 pairs of socks going right now. I have a pair for my partner from Woolly Mammoth, the Patrick sock set. I have my Christmas socks that I use on my walking, which I haven't been doing because I have been ill and because the weather has been so bad. I can't even tell you, honestly, how much I've gotten done so far this year since the 29th of December when I got started. I think the end of January I had 58 miles. Right now I have 66 miles, which is 161,489 steps, which is awesome. Yep, 66 miles. I have a what is this called? Pedometer step meter. Basically all of them are in my car in different little bags, and I need to stop that. I need to finish a pair and get it done. I did notice on his pair of socks that it looks like I dropped a stitch probably about an inch back, and I tried to pick it up, and I probably did that. If I'm telling the truth, I probably did that when I wasn't feeling so well, right before the flu hit. And it looks like I probably need to go back in and pick that up and do it again. Other than that, I think I'm pretty much done. I don't want to just sit here and ramble on, because I can ramble on about Joann's closing 500 of their stores. And the 3 closest to me are all closing. Well, I should say there's 4 close to me. The 2 main ones that I go to, one is on my way home from work, and one is in a town where I go to, not like extremely often, but every couple months. So whenever I'm in town, I'll go. They're both closing. The next closest one to me is closing. And then there's one that is probably about a mile and a half away from my office, which is not bad. Not complaining about that. It's the other direction. So I do have to go through a bit of traffic when I get off work to get there. And I don't shop there unless the other one didn't have something, because I didn't like the way the employees acted. The employees were normally rude and acted to me like they were being put out if you asked them a question. And if you asked them where something was, it was like pulling teeth. So, yeah, I'm not too happy about that. But as someone that goes into Joann's at least once or twice a month, um, it's a little disconcerting. I don't buy a terrible amount of yarn in there. I do buy their yarn, their big twist, when it's on sale for like crocheted blankets and stuff like that. Um, so that they can just be like thrown in the wash type stuff. But I do go in there for fabric, and a lot of times I could find patents yarn in there, and I want to make some more Sophie scarves, small Sophie scarves for headbands. um, I like the patents croy socks. I don't like the Michaels that's close to me. There's one 2 miles away from where I work, and I hardly ever go in there for the same reason. If I don't feel comfortable going into a store, talking to the employees, and knowing that if I have a question, I won't get treated like I should know the answer already. Um, I don't usually go in the store. Um, yeah. So that's my take on that. Um, there is a Hobby Lobby right next to my office, which is right next to the Michaels. And I hate to say it, I do shop at Hobby Lobby. People have very, very different opinions. My take is, I don't know. If I can get it there and I can't get it anywhere else, yes, I'm going to shop there. Especially last week, I got some cotton linen blend fabric, which, even though the stores are closing down with Joann's, was cheaper at Hobby Lobby on sale than what Joann's has it on sale for. So we'll see. I'm just gonna have to get used to getting my fabric elsewhere, and the only other place that I have is a quilt shop close to me that only sells quilting fabric. And getting, you know, fabric to make something besides quilts is what I really wanted to do, because I got my linen fabric and my cotton linen fabric from Hobby Lobby, and I'm making a tank top dress. I call it a tank top dress. So it's just a long maxi dress with a tank top. My intent for those is I can wear these year round, really, and in the summertime I can throw something like my Alpine Bloom over the top of it when I'm in the office to have like my shoulders covered, and then whenever I leave the office I can just take it off, or I can wear a sweater over the top of it in the winter time. I want to get back to more simplistic dressing. I am so tired. I love my jeans, but I am so tired of trying to go buy blue jeans because I am in between sizes and they either fall off of me or they're too tight. And I'm not, I'm chunky and I can get a size 18 waisted pair of blue jeans and they fall off my body. But the 16 is just a little bit too tight to be comfortable to work in an office sitting in, or going on longer car rides in, or something of that nature. That I just want looser fitting clothes right now. I just want to be comfortable, and still look nice. So that's my intent there. And people say, well, just go get a belt. Have you shopped for a woman's belt lately? Seriously, a woman's belt is made for someone this big or this big, not that big. It says that it'll fit a size 18 waist or a size 16 waist, and it does not. It does not go all the way around. I have battled with weight for 10 years now. I have really battled with the weight, especially after having a hysterectomy. And this is getting into some major stuff. And I'm sorry, this is supposed to be a knitting podcast, but this is life. And this is why I knit. And I'm trying to start sewing my own clothing, because for the past 10 years since that happened, I have battled with weight. It does not matter what I eat. It does not matter what I drink. I stopped drinking all sodas. I eat. I walk. I do. And still, it seems like I can get like 1 pound gone, 2 pounds gone. I think right now, since December, I've lost 3 pounds. And if you look at me, you can't see it anywhere. And when I put my clothes on, you can't tell it. So I don't know what's going on there. But manufacturers, fast fashion, whatever you want to call it, do not size like they used to. And they size for small people, not large people. And I'm not as large as some. So if I have issues, I can just imagine what kind of issues other people are having. And it may take me a long time to make something. That's something else that I was going to do. Is it my my Misurina, I started back in November, and it has been on the needles as of today for 108 days, mostly because I put it down to work on my dad's sweater. And I did do a few other things in there. I've shown them here and there. I did commissioned Jethro for a coworker. I've done gloves for a coworker. I'm doing gloves for another coworker. I'm doing another Jethro for another coworker. I'm like doing other things. It's not that I haven't wanted to pick it up, but I've been working on other things, and I just decided that I'm so close to having it to split for the sleeves and be just stocking it in the round, that this weekend I was going to work on that. So now I'm going to go. What was I? Yes. So even though it's been on the needles for 108 days, I haven't been working on it solely. Now I've picked it back up. It'll probably, hopefully be done by the end of March. And I'm going to be making a lento top and a few other tops because I've decided that I wanted the shorter sleeves on my tops and not the big sweaters, which I'm not going to not make big sweaters. I found them very comforting last week to throw on. I feel like I can make what I want in a color I want to fit my body the way that I want without having to go and fight someone in a store to try to find the right fit. So that's what I'm working on. The same thing with the dresses. I've just decided I'm tired of trying to find pants to fit me. And I think that that's where a lot of people are going lately. You just throw on a dress and there you are. The only thing about the dress I'm making is it won't have pockets, and I'm thinking about trying to add pockets. But that's a whole nother thing. I appreciate you joining me for my little ramble, even though I didn't have a whole lot. I did ramble a lot, and I hope you enjoy whatever it is that you're making. You find a way to compromise with the world out there as it is, and make life happy for yourself and for your family. Don't worry about what other people are doing. Jones across the street can be Jones across the street, but you be happy with yourself, you be happy with what you have, and just enjoy. Thanks for watching. Bye.